Hey, Jesse.
Hello, Lindsay.
And hey, Amanda.
Hello.
What's up, Gen Z?
Hello, Amanda. What's up? You have joined us in the Orange Lot.
Orange Lot Camping.
At
coming to you
Rockville.
from Rockville, Daytona, Florida.
Turn number 4.
Turn
where
4.
The Intimidator died right behind us.
Literally.
Number 3. Hold 3 fingers up. And we'll talk more about that later on.
Oh.
Yeah. What? What are we doing? What are we doing?
You're going to do your ladies.
What are we doing? No, what are you drinking? What are you drinking? I want to know what everybody's drinking first.
Okay,
Can we
first
do
of all,
that?
I'm having a White Claw. I've got one almost done, and I've got a backup ready to go. Hair of the dog.
Hair of the dog.
Hair of the dog.
HOTD. What are you drinking over there, Amanda?
I have some coffee. It's got some coffee in it with some more coffee, and then I have a Mountain Dew. And I got some breakfast gummies.
She's got
Your
breakfast
ass is
gummies
gardening. Yeah, you're a gardener.
cookies.
Excuse me, guys. Lamb of God last night really killed me. We'll talk more about that later on, too.
Yes.
Oh, my God. There's so much to talk about, Lindsay.
All right.
There's so much to talk about, Amanda. You ready?
Get that
I'm
intro
fucking
rolling.
ready. I'm over here drinking a coffee drink, and I got some fucking liquor in it, but we're going to party. Happy fucking Friday. Everyone. Yeah.
Push it back.
Yeah! My screaming voice is gone, dude. There's a garbage truck just pulled up.
Yay.
I love it.
I hope it makes a big garbage noise.
That's a Daytona garbage truck. You can tell right there.
It doesn't smell bad enough.
No, you can tell it's a Daytona garbage truck because there's an actual guy that doesn't work for the company riding on the back of it. Yeah.
So, by the way, we are literally recording at our campsite, so we apologize for the background noises.
No, we don't.
No,
Listen to
we
it
don't.
like
This is
it.
natural. This is
Yes.
also El
So
Natural.
you can come join us next year.
Yeah, and if there's anybody in the Orange Lot that is getting this right now, a week from now,
Yeah. Come on over to the Speedway and
Yeah.
check us out in Orange
yeah, come over
Lot.
here to
We
Turn
left
4 a
last
week later on.
But, I'm sure you'll find adventure if you come trying to visit now.
Yeah.
And shot.
So, ladies and gentlemen, lords and ladies, and for those of you not sitting on a cushion,
Here we go.
here we go. Yeah.
So we are on day 4.
Yeah.
We have saw some amazing performances. We've had some weather. We've had some wetness,
Some inclement
but
weather.
we have still nobody's been
Everywhere.
canceled.
Everything's so moist.
It's moist, but nobody's been canceled. We've been able to see everybody that we wanted to see thus far. The nights have just ran a little later.
The nights have been long.
The nights have been long.
Nothing makes me more sick in my stomach than hearing my best friend over there say the word moist.
No, I thought you were talking about your wife saying the word long.
No. I mean, my wife is my best friend, but Amanda is my best friend. The
then
number
she
one.
is
Like, I
my
don't have
wife.
any
She's
other.
my wife now.
Yes.
We got married the
We
other
got
night
married.
at the glow party.
Who
at the glow
married y'all?
party.
Oh, I married y'all.
Yeah.
Hell, you forgot already.
Dude, okay, we went
No
to a
homo,
glow
though.
party
Don't
till
touch me,
4
Jesse.
o'clock in the
No
morning, and it
homo.
was,
Get away.
well, okay, well, no, yeah, I did.
No.
So like, okay, around 3:30 at the glow party, I'm like, we're sluts, but we're not like shaming, like, we're not
Oh, no. We
shaming.
love
were
sluts.
embracing our whoreness. It was great.
And I was yelling it, wasn't I?
You were yelling so many
the evidence
things.
is all over this whole camp.
Oh, you were yelling about some coming and like, yeah. You made a whole chorus on this EDM song about coming. Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, you did. I didn't have
was
my phone or
in my
I
own world and
wait, I did.
dancing.
I
Yeah.
don't record shit.
So, I mean, that's why we're documenting this right now. Is that what we're doing right now? We're trying to document things that way we can go back and be like, yeah, Jesse, you did this.
But for
I
the
mean,
most part,
I don't really focus on what you're doing, but when you're yelling above like all the other however many people were there singing about some coming and stuff.
yeah, he's
Of
a cut
course, I'm
above
gonna
the rest.
crack up and hear it and laugh and remember that part of it. But
I remember naming a 5-gallon bucket Larry Flint.
Yes, he did.
Because it was
a
getting all the
Home
ass.
Depot
It
bucket.
got all the ass, all the play.
the ass.
So there's a 5-gallon bucket at the glow party. Everybody had to dance around it. And they were like all shaking their ass, but like dancing around this fucking
and like stepping over
Home
it,
Depot
and they
bucket.
did a little twerk every time they stepped over it. It was
had
great.
a weird white substance in
I
it.
think it was their grease trap. I think that's where they were. So they have like a full
It was
setup
not,
of food.
in fact, the grease trap.
It was Larry
was the
Flint's.
booty juice that fell off when
No,
they
it's
twerked over it.
kind of like popcorn Sutton's moonshine. Whatever's left, that's Larry Flint's jizz in that bucket. That's what's left. Yeah, that is the only thing left.
Ophelia.
Lindsay has stories. We're at Rockville.
So, what made you feel old this week?
Nothing can make me feel old. Lindsay, I'm at fucking Rockville, the best place on earth. I don't feel old. I'm tired, but I don't feel old. We're allowed to feel tired, right? I mean, and moist, like as you say.
We're not going to feel really old till Tuesday. That's when that shit's going to set in. But right now, we're on adrenaline and good vibes. What made you feel old this week?
My daughter mothering me makes me feel old. Like I'm 90 and the old folks home. I have to be told what to do and where to go.
And by the way, we're recording this on Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So happy post Mother's Day.
No, this is your reminder when you hear this. Just fucking tell them. If there's somebody that you feel like that is a mother to you, tell them Happy Mother's Day and thank you. Just tell them thank you.
Put in her.
Yeah, that part too. Either way, if there's a female that stepped up or a male, if you can have a male mother, right?
I mean,
feel like
there's plenty
there's
of single moms that their kids tell them Happy Father's Day because they did it both. Why can't the same be for men?
There we go.
Do both?
And
so
there are a lot of very amazing children that have two dads.
Yeah.
So
nothing wrong with none
one of
that.
them is, or both are also the mom.
Love it.
Yes.
yeah, so
Recognize.
Happy Parent Day.
Yeah.
Maybe they should just make 2 parent days a year. That would be cool.
I mean, it's all cool to be celebrated just as a mother, though. But also, there is Father's Day. But what about the ones that ride the line between or don't?
There should
fit
be
on the line?
one
How
more
about
day.
It's Happy Parents Day.
They should be a Parents' Day that's
And
just
fur
as
babies
important.
are included because my bestie over in Jacksonville has my niece and nephew pups. So
They take as much care as. Yeah.
oh yeah.
If you're a real good parent to animals, yeah,
I don't know.
take them for a walk.
Animals
birds
are easier
chiming
to
in.
raise than
They're like,
raising
hell yeah.
children, honestly. But shout out to Erin because I love her.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're here. Lindsay's got stories. I am talking into a tampon, by the way.
A crocheted.
It's a sperm.
It's a crocheted sperm.
It's a
Oh, so-
spermie.
This is Larry Flint's.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm talking to Larry Flint today. What's
I
left?
Just a big giant sperm blob hanging off of his microphone.
Crocheted sperm blob from Larry Flint.
I do have something that made me feel old.
You do.
For the past few Rockvilles, I have been blessed with starting, Shark Week. And normal unshark Week me is like feeling the vibes, don't give a fuck if anybody gets in front of me, bumps me, whatever. I've had a little rage.
Despite all your rage?
You're still just around
Right in a cage. But like people, there's in particular, while we were waiting for Avatar last night watching Simple Plan, there was one chick, I don't know how, but she came around 3 times and got in front of me. Like, I don't know what she was doing, if she was making a circle. It looked like she was trying to find somebody, which I understand. But like every time, just bump.
Really?
Bump. And you motherfuckers that bum rush to the front after we have been waiting in the sweat and the heat. I hate you.
You smell it. You come in, you smell like
If you smell like
Chanel.
flowers when the set starts, fuck you. Because that's not fair. We've been sitting there waiting and sweating and
for hours.
dying to
Now,
see
Lindsay,
what.
you know damn well if you were the one rushing up, you would be at the opposite end of this opinion. I think it's
But I
totally
never am.
situational.
I never am the one rushing.
No, we're hardcore.
No, I'm not talking about just making your way
Oh,
up.
because I will go all up in that bitch.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just got here. The band just started. Let me get to the rail.
And they
I'm
run up
talking
and
about-
push you like they push you like
I
they
mean,
don't
I
care.
don't push people. I did push somebody the other day, and I got in trouble by my daughter. She shamed me for getting to the rail before this kid, and I kind of pushed him out of the way as we were both on the way. But I was waiting for the 2 people to leave. I knew they were going to leave, and as
And
soon
that's
as
fine.
yeah,
You were still waiting.
but I got in trouble.
You got in trouble by your daughter.
I am particularly talking about last night, waiting for Lamb of God, we were in the hucklebuck, as Jesse will call it, where we had been dried out, but we were starting to sweat from the body heat, everything. And this line of fuckers, like 8 of them, just
And there's always the one in the front
through us.
that's
and
acting
I said,
like they're texting or they're on their phone.
Yes. So I felt like a little boomer last night, a little bit.
Yeah.
I felt a little boomerish.
And they smell like they just left the hotel. They're showing up at the festival at like 9 p.m.
Did they do, like you said, a line? Did they do a Red Rover line where their arms linked? Did they just like bowl everybody?
No, it was one
cooler if they
guy
did that.
literally shoved all of us out of the way and the rest just followed. And
if it's one or two, that's fine. But when it's like 30 and you're like, fuck, okay, I mean, I don't mind you moving on, but when they bust in front of you, then they stop and stand right there. That's a thing. I don't know. I mean, we're good. We're good with communicating and doing things in the crowd of the 20,000s and all the stuff.
And we understand if you're trying to find your people, we've done that.
And live your best life. Yeah, we get it. But also be respectful when you're doing that, right?
Just don't try and hurt me.
Old motherfuckers over.
Right.
Yeah, we're old as shit and we've already been out there. We're like the troopers of the
Our
troop.
legs are barely working as it is.
They are working overtime.
Yeah.
But speaking of moving on, we're going to move on and we're going to talk about Sir. Well, he's not really a sir, but we're going to talk about David Randall Blythe today. His last name is not Blythe.
We've all said Blythe forever
The
with a
THE
TH.
is silent, and it is just Blythe.
Oh.
Yes.
Imagine that.
I know. I knew I was going to blow you guys' minds with that. So this is the front man for one of our favorite bands, Lamb of God. And I yesterday, I cried a little bit because I was just so thankful that, Jesse came into my life. Like, I've always loved metal and rock, but you've just brought me so many more bands. And so Jesse introduced me to Lamb of God with the song 11th Hour. It was the heaviest shit I had ever heard in my life. And I was hooked. And then when we saw them live on the rail in 2016, I was hooked. And now our son loves them. Like, Lamb of God means a lot to us. So, and Randy went through some shit back in the day, and we wanted to talk about that today. So, Randy was born February 21st, 1971 in Fort Meade, Maryland, and grew up in Franklin, Virginia, which he describes as a tiny redneck paper mill town. He has 2 brothers, and his brothers and his dad lived with his grandmother for a couple of years when his parents separated. And his mom moved to the beach area. So I think that's where...
The surfing and the skateboarding. I know he's kind of punk rock, too, for a while.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about that. So he loved his grandmother, though. He learned a lot from her. And he grew up Southern Baptist and realized at a very young age the hypocrisy within religion, and he calls it all bullshit. And you know what, Randy? I wish I'd have realized that. He said he was around 8 when he was just like,
snap out of it.
This is garbage.
Control.
Yeah. And like we say, fuck religion. So he loved to skateboard, and he loved, and I have this typed in capital letters, punk music. In fact, he says when he heard the Sex Pistols for the first time, his life was changed.
Yeah, and when we say like fuck religion, there's a more organic really feel when you can be like, okay, I want to have a connection with a creator, right? Mm-hmm. There's a more real organic, personal, emotional bond that you can have with having. Some people will say it's an imaginary friend, but some people will be like, there's got to be something, right?
I think there's a big difference between religion and spirituality. And I think those lines, get skewed and crisscrossed and all that. And I think the problem is organized religion when it's nothing but like fear-based. Like either you act right and you do what I say, or you're going to burn in hell forever.
And by the way,
I thought God
we're
was
passing
forgiving.
the plate, right? Make sure you fill up the plate, right?
Make sure you give us, 10% of your income. Well, right out here, let's just jack it up to 15% because nobody can afford to buy milk.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
And then look at what you're wearing. How dare you, you dirty whore. How dare you come to the Lord's building dressed like that.
And by the way, we just re-released our 3-parter on West Memphis 3 last week, and those boys were persecuted because of how they dressed. So Randy says he even became quite like the snob about punk music and thought that only good punk came from England until he would visit his mom, who lived at the beach. And this was in Wilmington.
Okay.
And he was tuned on to more American punk bands like Black Flag and Bad Brains. And Bad Brains is like his favorite.
I love it. I love Bad Brains.
And Black Flag. Yeah.
Yeah. Silas's favorite band for about a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. When he saw them here, he was turned up. Loved it. Now, Randy says that he really didn't fit in at public school. So his family sent him to a magnet school for the arts. And then he joined his first band called Black Friday.
Oh, right.
So that was his first little band. It was like garage,
Punk rock, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in 1989, after graduation, he moved to Richmond, mostly because of the killer punk shows, but it was under the guise of going to college. So he went to college there, but he really wanted to move there because of the punk scene.
When it's this caliber, though, Lindsay, I think you have to say Richmond, motherfucking Virginia.
Richmond, motherfucking Virginia.
Yeah.
That's how Randy says it. So the music scene was morphing more into metal, or what we recognize as metal today. Back then, it was just like, let's be weird as possible. Let's figure out all these new cool guitar riffs and shit
They're
like that.
experimenting with
Exactly.
the music and, being original. I get it. Yeah.
Well, then he joined Stake Hogan, which was changed to Furious George. And then he was in Pigface. And then he joined Burn the Priest, which would become Lamb of God.
God.
Now, they changed the name because they didn't really want to be labeled as a satanic band, But during all this time, he was in and out of college. He worked as a line cook in restaurants, and he did some roofing. Then he made it over to Berkeley, hopping on freight trains and squatting, pretty much living as a bum for
Really?
quite a while.
Randy does look like a roofer, though, doesn't he?
That was more of a hobo than a bum, though.
Yeah.
Because the hobos hop the trains and do the travel.
Yeah,
and
he's not
stuff.
asking for money. He's just
Well,
doing
when
his
he
own
got
thing.
to
Doing the
Berkeley,
thing.
he was bumming.
Okay.
He was bumming and squatting, and
Gotcha. But he hoboed his
living
way
on the
to
streets.
bumming. Okay.
But
Yeah.
that's like the number one way to find yourself, like in humanity, where you're just like doing your things and figuring out life.
So then he came back to Richmond. That's when he joined Burn the Priest. And this was all because, joking around, he kind of would imitate George Fisher, a.k.a. Corpse Grinder,
Really?
from Cannibal Corpse. And they were like, oh, shit, we like that. Can you do that all the time, So, like I already said, Burn the Priest turned into Lamb of God. And Randy's friend Mikey, who he had been a squatter with, he helped Burn the Priest record their first album and then helped Lamb of God. And so Lamb of God, they start playing a lot of local shows. And this is just a reminder, listeners, that your favorite band was one time a local band. So support local music.
Yeah.
Go to the shows, buy the merch, because you never know when you could see them on a stage, like we just saw Lamb of God on last night. And Jesse and I and Amanda, we have all watched many bands come up from 1 o'clock sets where they get to play 20 minutes on the smallest stage to now they have pyro, they're on the big stage, and that's just... It's been fun
It's so
watching the
beautiful.
journey.
I love that.
It's such a
love
beautiful
watching
journey.
that when they start small and then watch them come up and get the huge
And getting
setups
to
and the
experience
giant
that
crowds.
small, intimate time with them when we could.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like our little babies we watch
Yeah.
grow up. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's nothing like seeing a good band in a tiny little dive bar where everybody's all packed in, nut to butt, and
Fuck yeah.
like, and then the chilling on the sidewalk outside with the artists. Outside
Yes.
the buses. That's fun too.
We've been there. Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
been there
So
for
many
sure.
times, and we'll be there again.
So they did some mini touring. They finally got a bigger record label and blew the fuck up with Ashes of the Wake. So now they're touring with big dogs and other bands of their caliber that gained a lot of popularity around the same time. So they're doing their thing. And Randy says, even though he never aspired to be in a battle band because he was super punk, he absolutely loves writing and performing and is very grateful and blessed to be able to do what he does. He's very great, very humble. I'm going to plug some books and interviews that, I used for this research in a little bit. But like, I got to hear Randy Blythe narrate his book for 10 hours in my ears, and it was wonderful. I feel like we're friends now.
And doing all this, you felt like you really connected personally a little bit more into the whole realm spectrum of Randy Blythe. I can you have it written all over your face, and we seen them last night. They just absolutely killed it, dude. It was an amazing show.
The only crowd
never disappoint
ever tapped out on was a Lamb of God crowd.
And I didn't. That was my first time seeing them, and I felt like I had made it through war when I got done, because they were the end of a 7-hour stretch for me on the rail
all day,
no bathroom, no food, little sips of water, because they did the lefty righty stage that year, so we caught so many bands.
Was that 10 years ago?
It was 10 years ago.
Was that really 10?
This month.
Now this is what makes me feel old.
10 years ago. That was 2016.
So I was over hanging out with Seven Dust, right? And I come back and literally...
Yes, talk about the pit.
The mosh pit that opened up when they played the song Redneck. So if you ever had a Lamb of God show, know that you're going to go ham when they fire up Redneck. Just know it. And, okay, this pit was a half a mile long and probably a quarter mile wide. Huge pit. It was the biggest thing I've ever seen. It looked like World War IX.
Like the whole crazy. Sound stage, like the sound booth in the center of it. Like they circled that
engulfed the whole area.
And I look back. I look back from the rail, and all you can see is like this tornado of dust. It was one of the most glorious things I'd ever experienced.
That's
on the news. Look it up. On YouTube, it's there.
I believe in Florida that is the biggest mosh pit record.
We've never seen a bigger. We haven't seen.
Have you ever seen anything bigger than that?
Nah, not that I can recall.
And I've watched a lot of videos. I've never seen. Now, okay, we watched Alex split have the biggest wall of death that I've ever seen, right? But Randy had
From Slaughter to Prevail.
Yeah, Lamb of God had the biggest pit I've ever seen in my life, and I've been going to shows forever. That was the biggest mosh pit. It looked like carnage, and then like literally in the middle of it, at the very end, here comes Lindsay. Completely sooted. She looked like she crawled out of the chimney, dude, from Mary Poppins. Yeah, she was up there chimney in the front in the rail.
At the rail.
Amanda done dipped out.
Giant mosh pit. No, I was still there for most of it. And then the giant mosh pit happened behind us. So everybody that was in front of that mosh pit went forward, and we were forward. And so it was a whole big squish, like press and all the chaotic craziness and crowd surfers and moshing and everything. It was a lot.
It was beautiful.
So much. It was so this is me describing like my happy place. So.
Exactly. Yeah. This is fun for us. Okay?
I don't want to be at the grocery store if there's more than 2 people in the aisle. I'm not going down that.
But we can be here
in
for
the thousands.
Yeah.
The big guys running in underwear with somebody else on their shoulders.
Yeah.
In the middle of just moshing and just chaotic, just
dirt,
living their best life.
Everywhere. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's absolute bliss.
It is.
So he shares that most success does not happen overnight, and it's literally a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. Like he said, I can't remember. I should have wrote it down while I was listening, but there was a front man for another band that was pretty big at the time that literally told him that. Like, he's like, it's a long way to the fucking top if you want to rock and roll. And he's like, did he just fucking quote AC/DC to me? Because Randy was just like not having a good day that day.
Yeah.
But he made the best of the situation. Listen to the books that I'm going to plug. So anyway, he said you have to be very comfortable with being very broke and sleeping on couches or floors or friend's house for a very long time before you get paid. He also does say that he considers himself like a glorified t-shirt salesman because that's where most of their profit comes, is the merch sales. So make sure y'all are buying your merch. We've got lots of it.
Traveling bands.
Don't buy it off of like whatever weird website. Go straight to the band
to the table.
or
To the table.
if you're at a show. If you can't make it to a show, go to their website, order it directly from them so they get that, not whatever weird vendor you clicked on whatever social media.
So in that workability, when you're traveling the nation, now you've locked in, you're actually wanting to make this a career. You have to find pockets of people that you can trust and be like, okay, I'm going to Virginia Beach. I'm going to Daytona. I'm going to, anywhere, Louisville,
across the country, across the world.
We're going to be in LA. You got to be like, okay, we're coming to LA. We're in a van. We kind of want a place where we can, do some laundry that afternoon before we go to the show or whatever. You have to have that workability and friendship all across the nation.
Fan support is huge. So if you're a fan support, that's what gets these bands to get to the smaller shows, to be able to get to the bigger shows and then the bigger ones, and then bam, they're the headliners you love. But they have to get there. So
they have to, and it's a long way. So with the touring and recording life, Randy's alcohol and drug abuse became more and more of a problem, as well as depression. But in 2010, he made the decision to get sober and has been ever since. And the fact that 2010 was 16 years ago also makes me feel a little old. And by the way, he's been married since 2005. So good on him, good on her, because it has to be a very hard situation to be married to a touring rock star. Like, it has to be just something you just have to learn how to. That's a whole lifestyle you have to learn to be comfortable with and adapt to. Trust has to be there. Things like that. Now, on June 27th of 2012, some really crazy shit happened. So Lamb of God is set to play a show in Prague in the Czech Republic. And when the band lands to get off to play the show, he is immediately arrested. And it's crazy because he says in his book that they were actually going to have time to go sightseeing, which is like a rarity for a touring band. They were going to have time to go sightseeing, looking forward to it. And I mean, he literally gets off the plane.
And they get him.
In fucking handcuffs. So that didn't happen. He didn't get to do no sightseeing because 2 years prior, Lamb of God was playing in Prague, and a 19-year-old named Daniel Nosik, I hope I'm saying that right, he was a fan and attending the show, and he jumped on stage, which is something you should never do. And Randy did push him off because there's fire, there's equipment, there's everything, and you just can't jump on stage. You just can't do it.
No, I get that. You have to respect their spot when they're up there performing. We have seen so many controversial things on stage.
Yeah, we really have.
So many. And some of it you're just like, oh my God. But these performers, they have a career and they're scared.
Right.
We all know John Lennon. We all know the Beatles. We all know that there could be somebody up there that's going to do something insane, Dimebag Darrell.
Exactly.
And so you don't know what's going to happen. This person just bum rushes your stage and then they're up there, right? And
in the moment, that's probably just what he thought was necessary.
Or maybe it was just a reaction because, when you're listening to music, you get in that vibe, you get in that zone, and you're focused on that. And imagine being on the opposite end of that and performing it and having to block out everything around you, and you're in this bubble, and then all of a sudden something unexpected comes into the bubble and you're startled and you react.
Now, Randy does say, in hindsight now that everything is over, that he should have just stopped the show. And unfortunately, this young man did pass away, and Randy had no idea for the 2 years later. He had no idea until he gets arrested.
And deep dive for me, like I've seen the video of what went down and transpired at this. It's pretty small venue. I mean, appropriately speaking, compared to Rockville, but like it's okay. It's a pretty small venue. I mean, there's probably like maybe 500 people in it, maybe, right?
I think it was more than that from what the book said.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just, I mean, from the video, all I seen was this young person just run up on stage, and it wasn't like visceral fucking attacking by Randy. It was
in the
just
moment,
the fan, and then Randy kind of just more of a stiff arm type, like you kind of held him more back, but at the same time he did lose his footing, right? That's all I remember seeing before all this transpired.
Right. So like I said, Randy had no idea that this young man had passed away until he goes back in 2012 and he's arrested as soon as he gets off the plane. Now he's put into a Czech prison, and he shares this whole story in his book. I've got it in the dashboard of my van right now, called Dark Days, that he released in 2015. And he also wrote a song about this experience called 5. Is it 512 or 512?
I've heard it both. He's even said both. This song is called 5.
It's one of our favorites.
Yeah,
it's one of our favorites.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to give away too many details about the book because it is his story to tell, and he wants you to buy his book, and it's really good. He's a very good writer.
I mean, he doesn't even push that on stage too much. He just says this song is called 512 or 512.
Well, one time when we saw him, he says this song is about an experience or something I went through in the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that at one of the shows.
He doesn't
we've
elaborate.
Seen them, right, because we've been, because you don't need to. If you're a Lamb of God fan, you know. We counted last night. We've seen them 5 times now. Every time has been fucking superior, but we do have to agree the best was at Daly's in Jacksonville because they played 11th Hour. And
Which was Lindsay's first Lamb of God ever hearing those vibrations and tone.
And when you experience a band for the first time, that first song you hear, it sticks. You love all of their shit. You learn to love all their shit, but that first song will always just be.
We were still kind of new Gen Z, right? This is almost pre Gen Z, and we're playing like we're listening to the Korn, we're listening to some.
It was like we really have been dating like 2-3 months,
and it was like, well, Lindsay, let you hear the heaviest song that I've ever heard in my life, and I just dumped it on her, and she was like, that is
something awakened in my soul.
Yeah, and
that when that whole fucking breakdown, that I can't even make it with my I don't know. It's just I looked at him with wide eyes, mouth open, and was like,
I agree. That's the heaviest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And we've heard some really deep, guttural, heavy stuff.
But at that point, I really hadn't, other than maybe some Corpse Grinder, maybe a few other that they never really. Now I love Corpse Grinder, but they never really like stuck with me to where I became obsessed.
That's a treasure too. Oh yeah, Corpse Grinder is so amazing.
I mean, they inspired Randy.
Yeah, and well, like as aesthetically and rhythmically groovy as a metal band, I still feel, I don't care what you put out there in music and heavy music or whatever, that is still the heaviest song for me.
And I just want y'all to know that maybe are not a fan of metal music or like, I don't really know what they're saying. Just listen a little harder. That's all you got to do. Yeah. And I mean, like, honestly, most of Lamb of God's lyrics, like, just clicked, because he's not, hard, that his aren't hard to understand to me.
Right.
And I mean, there's some metal bands that I really like. I do not know what they're saying, but I still love the
aesthetics and the rhythmic
and the
sonic fucking
the production of everything.
The assault of that as using as an instrument, that's the part of the screaming and all the craziness in the background for vocals. It's more of an instrument, there's a drive that they're actually using vocals for lyrically, and some of them you'll never understand it unless you actually look back at the lyrics, right?
Right. So he's in prison in the Czech Republic, scared. You're in a foreign country. You don't know what's going to happen to you. He said that there was a guy in the cell next to him, and because he went straight to isolation for depression. And the guy next to him said, whatever you do, don't say that you don't like it here because they will keep you here longer. And Randy took that shit and ran with it. And that way, So when he was evaluated and all, they put him in the general population area instead of the isolation because he took this guy's advice. Like, no, I'm great. I'm good. It's wonderful here.
Right. Because cell 512 didn't have it till later on.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, he was the only American that he can remember, at the time. There was a lot of people from other countries, though. But he was the only American. Now, one prison guard happened to be a fan and brought him cigarettes. And Randy told him, if I ever see you again, if I ever get out of here, I'll buy you a beer. Now, luckily, Randy was released on bail after about 5 weeks, and then was found not criminally liable. And the blame was actually placed on security and promoters. And I do think that's
fair.
That's
fair. Their job.
That is their job. That's what I mean. They have
to be able to exist in that bubble without fear,
having to worry about anything else.
Because that's what that entire crew is for. Like all of them, the security that the venue provides, and then whatever he might bring personally.
Yeah.
So
the guys up front are for their security for the people and for the bands.
And there's usually
job.
6 in front of each stage.
At
would
least
you say
at
least?
This venue, I think, and there was at least 6 security people that I seen in the video.
And that's just the ones that you see that are going to be catching the crowd surfers. Then there's usually guys over to the side with the headphones on, and they look a little bit more professional.
Layers of security.
Right.
All the securities.
Which is good. Spend the money and make sure everyone has a good time, a good experience, and safe.
Everybody gets back home.
Now, I heard this story on an interview that he did on YouTube. You can look it up. So a few years later, Lamb of God was playing on a cruise, and guess who was also there? The prison guard who brought him cigarettes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
And Randy made sure he got his beer and told everyone on the boat that was listening to the Lamb of God show to take care of that guy the rest of their voyage. So that guy lived it up. So Randy has done quite a bit of charity work. He's a really good human, really, really good human, just from what I can tell about the things he's wrote about. Now, he doesn't, he's not trying to glorify himself. He's just sharing experiences. He auctioned off his Grammy that he got for Redneck and raised funds for myotonic muscular dystrophy. And the song, The Duke. Are you familiar with The Duke? Have you guys heard that one?
I'm sure.
So I listened to it because I don't think I had heard it before. I heard this story, so I made sure I listened to it. Now, this song was written for a fan that Randy met and became friends with, who was dying of leukemia. And like I said, you'll have to first read Dark Days and listen to the audiobook if you don't have time to read as much as I would like to. So Just Beyond the Light, you can get on book and audio, and Randy is the narrator. And that full story is just absolutely amazing. But this inspired Randy to advocate for Be the Match, which is run by the National Marrow Donor Program. And what they do is they register people for bone marrow and stem cell donation. So this song, The Duke, inspired another fan to register and has already helped save one life. And when this book was written, this same guy was getting matched up to save another person's life.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and Randy was there. Like, he met that guy, this fan, like, sat there with him through the bone marrow, like, harvesting and all the things. Like, he was there for him, and I was just like...
That is awesome.
And that was what we was talking about last night at the show, right? Randy was like, give it up for this cancer patient, right?
Yes.
In the middle of the show. So RandyBlythe.com. You can see all the stuff on his website. I just wanted to put that here. We're going to tag it as well, right?
And then his author name is D. Randall Blythe. I mean, of course, it's spelled like Blythe, but like I've learned.
Blythe, yeah.
Yeah, it's just Blythe. So you were talking about Randy surfing earlier. So he actually found his love for surfing and photography in his 40s and loves to do both in his spare time as much as possible.
Yeah.
So he didn't really... You thought he would always been a surfer. He didn't 40s. He is 55 now.
He started in his 40s.
40s, yes.
And I do remember seeing some of his photography and seeing Randy running around at these festivals with a camera.
Yes, loves it.
Speaking of that, our neighbor over here was a famous photographer for metal and rock shows and music in the music industry. Huge. We didn't even get his name.
I was going to say, Jesse didn't get his name, and this great man left us an extra tent and an awning.
Yeah.
To
after
enjoy
that first
he
storm,
went
he's
home.
like,
and he's from Virginia.
Virginia. Yeah. He said he's seen Randy at like the convenience store.
Yeah.
I swear, I think I saw him at the Non-Point show
Yeah.
last January.
So we got to look him up. I'm going to see if I can find his because he's got millions of followers on his photo
I'm
page
sure.
and all. He's like, I just let that shit ride.
I mean, I
I'm
didn't see him
retired
with
now.
the camera. It was just a dude chilling out in the crowd, leaning against the pole, watching the show.
Yeah.
Hanging out like everybody else. I swear, I think it was
Even
him.
when we played Rockville, I believe he was in front with his camera because he goes and checks out the smaller bands too.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy looks so. That's why I talked to him to begin with. As soon as we got here, I started talking to him.
I'm going to interrupt you both. She's talking about Randy. You're talking about our neighbor.
Oh, Randy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm talking about both photographers.
We're having a whole conversation about two different people, but it's still going so great. I'm fine with it. Let's
No,
go.
band photographers, they really put in the work to authenticate something that'll last forever, and they share it. It goes to magazines, goes everywhere.
It's amazing.
And they have a job and a career and an aesthetic thing that they're doing, and they actually take these pictures, these images of iconic things. And Randy has had some amazing stuff. And this guy over here, I recognize his stuff, our neighbor, when we showed up at Rockville. So that's all ties together.
We're have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Find him, follow him.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Randy has done lots of collaborations. He's actually done one with Cannibal Corpse, A Life Once Lost, Overkill, Gojira, Pitch Black Forecast, I Hate God, which is spelled like like your eyeball.
Yeah.
Eluvetti, Bad Brains, Soulfly, Clutch, Body Count, Devil Driver, Suicide Silence, Doyle, Metal Allegiance, Voodoo Glow, Skulls, and Lacuna Coil. And I mean, he is just
Voodoo Glow Skulls is like punk rock stuff.
Yeah.
I love that. They were in Gainesville.
well,
not
he
too
did
long
with
ago.
Bad Brains, yeah.
Yeah, and Bad Brains too. Yeah.
And he also has two side projects, Halo of Locust and Over It All. And I said to myself that I was going to present this whole episode like, the chance that Randy listens. Hey, we love you. You're an amazing writer. I enjoyed reading Dark Days and listening to your voice narrate Into the Light. And I hope he does more books in the future because he's got stories for days, I mean.
And his voice is so captivating.
It is.
I wish my voice was that smooth. He is silky smooth.
Silky smooth. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that.
Oh.
Yes. And this was a lot of fun. It was an adventure. And I love this band even more now.
Yeah. And as far as like the true crime world and tying into that, it's really more on like the security guards from keeping this person from actually getting to the point where Randy might have been in fear for his life,
You never know.
He might have been like, I'm in another country, I'm touring, and there's this person bum rushing my stage. Is he going to shank me? Is he going to shoot me? I don't know. People can have hate because they're controversial, They're kind of controversial when it comes to like religion and lyrics and things. But he's also just like more of a eye-opening like experience to using metal music to project that we don't have to live in the church bubble or the realm where people, do the cookie cutter things and spend all their money and support mega churches and shit,
Two more things I wanted to say really quick that I thought was interesting. So he did not write Redneck. It was actually written by one of the other band members to him.
Really?
Yeah.
From where he was from and like how he is, they were just like, yeah. We need to put this out here. And the video of that's really cool because it's like a birthday party for a little kid. And they show up like full on metal bus. They take over this whole like young kid's birthday.
That would be the best birthday party
I want
ever.
that birthday.
I know.
Oh, that video is so cool. And that was Randy showing up like, because Randy goes from like full on huge dreadlocks to like
Shaved head.
shaved head. Yeah.
Sometimes he grows it out a little bit.
Yeah.
We've seen lots of different stages of hair for Randy.
Yeah. And it's like all the kids are loving it, but the parents are all like, the pearls are clutched.
And for us, it would be the opposite.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we'd be shoving the kids out the way, like fucking
move.
kids. Get out! Yeah. This ain't no motherfucking invitation.
Yes,
Yeah.
the only one you will ever need.
Yeah.
But and then he does say that the recording process is the worst for him because he doesn't get to hang out with his band at all when he's
It's
doing
all
the
segments.
vocals. Yeah. He's like, that's the worst part to me because it's like, that's sad. You know what I mean? It's like you're performing these amazing songs. So you've got to find this thing inside of you to keep you hype while you're doing the worst part of the project.
Right.
And yeah, so I just thought that was interesting. I mean, musicians got to go through a lot.
The guitar players, they're like just so rhythmically sonic, assaulting.
Insane.
As far as like they really play the shit out of those guitars. I love Lamb of God, dude, and it's
Absolutely.
technical. I can't play it. Like we played a little bit on stage a few times, you know, like as a segue or, you know, a little montage or something,
Yeah,
you know.
the see who gives a fuck part.
Yeah, you know, we'll do that, but
Pop that in a song and it brings it
don't
to a
have
whole
that-
different level.
I'm not that skill level, dude. You guys are an inspiration, and they really have changed a lot for people stepping up. If you're trying to be a career musician and playing heavy rock music, definitely aspire to learning some of their riffs, and it's an awakening.
Well, speaking of playing music, Jesse, what band are you going to put for us on this podcast?
Oh, now it's my time.
On this episode?
Now
Yes.
it's my turn.
It's your turn.
I'm allowed to have a turn?
Yeah.
Oh, Lindsay, it's not Lamb of God, though. I wasn't allowed to play them.
No.
Yeah. Were they on
Maybe one day.
Are they on Napalm?
I think, you know what? I'm not sure.
I don't know. Yeah, what record label
They've
they're
been
on.
through quite a few of them, actually.
I've been granted permission to play Napalm record stuff, but I'm probably not going to, because if it ever comes into a monetarily thing, if we ever get big enough, I don't want to have to back up and do legal stuff, you know? So I'm sticking with small band stuff, and I got a cool band, and I sound like Steve-O still from Jackass. I love it. Yeah. But
Well, and their Lamb of God's website is lambofgod.com with a couple dashes in there. And they have been on Legion, Prosthetic, Black Market Activities, Epic, Roadrunner, Nuclear Blast, and Century Media.
Nuclear Blast is good stuff. Yeah. Okay. So never made it. Okay. I'm going to play some music.
Yay!
Yeah.
This is PK featuring Fracas, and the song is called Justice Miscarried. You guys are gonna fucking love it.
Don't flinch, beloved. This is your royal welcome. It may hurt in the end, but you're the righteous one and our greatest friend. We just make you and distort all your fantasies and all your faults. Bring me the right
Lindsay. Oh my God. Wasn't that hot?
Yes. So Amanda and I have both followed them on Spotify, and they are also on Instagram, PK India, because they are from India.
Wow.
And
That
I
was
also
so good.
followed. I
Oh
also
my
followed Fracas. And both of these bands are followed by bands that we have featured, Scum Love and Alexandra.
Really?
Yes.
All a big circle.
It's a circle. I love that. I love seeing that every week when I go to follow the band that we're going to feature, just seeing who else we have featured that are also following that band. It's been a lot.
And all those bands have been supporting us and helping us
Yes.
so much. I love it. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Pika and Freakus. So was it like two bands, I think?
Is it Pika or PK?
PK. Yeah.
It's spelled, if y'all need to know, I'm so sorry. So Pika is Peekay, and then Fracas is Freycus.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good shit.
Follow
though.
right
That's
now.
amazing.
So
Both.
good. Oh
Love
my
it.
God, that was great.
I know Amanda's like typing in my phone right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
we're following. We're following
Yes.
all the follows. Randy, though, he's been through it.
It's
and
a
he did
good
his
story,
things.
and you guys, please go get his books, buy them, support him.
Yeah.
He's got great stories to tell.
He's an inspirational humanitarian, too.
Yes.
Like, he has done so much for the Native American community.
Yes.
For just social injustice. He has really stood up and his platforms the best he can, and being a conduit for just creating awareness for a lot of things, and keep up all the good work, everybody. If you get to this level, aspire to be another Randy Blythe.
Yes.
And
Good job, Dusty.
hopefully nothing like this ever happens to you in your music career or
No.
in anybody's travels. And the true crime in all this, I feel like, was just him trying to protect himself on stage in a foreign country
Right.
as a performer. It was more of just like a stiff arm thing, and that was tragically a
How
thing.
about fans know your place and stay off the fucking stage?
Yeah.
You don't belong there.
No.
And you put people in a situation where it could actually end their career, because
Or
I've
your
seen
life.
people hit other people when they come on stage. I've seen some people try to drop kick somebody on stage. I've seen so many crazy things. And we also do know for a fact that there has been artists actually murdered on stage.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
know this.
So-
And
It's
there's
a real
the other,
thing.
there's the factor where they've got to protect themselves, because you never know who is going to be crazy coming to see you as a fan.
Yeah, so
they
this-
have to live with that fear as well.
Yeah.
This
Know your
episode
role.
is purely just on awareness, where you have to let performers have their platform respectfully, because they don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They just don't know. They're trying to perform, like Amanda said earlier, they're in that bubble, and they've also got their spidey senses up.
Yeah.
They're all the things.
Yeah. So Lindsay and Amanda,
say?
thank you for being here, and thank you, Lindsay, for sharing some of the things I knew on this one, but I'm not supposed to know, but I knew a little bit because I just knew a little bit, and I'm so glad that you love Lamb of God, and I introduced you to that, and I'm so glad that me and Amanda's just been together, and we're besties forever, and
Ever.
And now we're all a camping throuple forever.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm hearing the band's fire up in the background. Lindsay, you did
We're gonna
another
get it. Let's
amazing
get it.
job.
Rockville.
We're finna get ready.
Let's do it.
This is our last day.
Fuck yeah.
And then we cry for
The
a
next
month.
The
month.
whole
Yeah.
year.
And we're going to buy our tickets 3 weeks from now
Yeah.
for next
Probably.
year.
For next year.
Don't care the lineup. I don't care.
we don't
Never care at the lineup.
Doesn't matter who else is here. We're here.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be at least 3 bands a day.
At least.
And a
At
unicorn.
least.
Yeah.
And a unicorn that we've never seen.
Yeah.
And we just love it. This is our second home. And we look forward to it every year. But speaking of that, we're going to get off of here because we're going to go get dressed and enjoy the rest of our day and get prepared for
Yep, gonna do the thing.
a little bit more rain. So we got to keep everything dry.
Yeah. We're going to do the things. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on Turn 4, the Daytona International Speedway at Welcome to Rockville. Yeah.
Social plugs real quick. So we're drinkabout.something.site, Drink About Something on Instagram. Where are we at on YouTube?
We're Genzy, JNDSEY. You can come follow us and party with us and do the things. And you can actually see some videos of this weekend that are going to be out very soon.
Yes.
And
Yeah, 'cause
Amanda,
we're just like we're taking some pictures, doing a few videos, but we're living in the moment.
and Amanda, be sure to send us whatever videos and footage and cool things that you got. Do not show any of the glow party. We're not going to talk about the glow party.
The glow party.
Stays at Rockville.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna hang this one here forever.
Delicious.
I have.
Spermalicious.
Yeah, I thought it was a tampon at first because Ollie was talking about tampons on stage last night for Bring Me the Horizon.
So take your tampon out.
I want to see a North American real mosh pit
Traveled all the way from England.
in a trolley with all the crumpets. All we had was crumpets to eat. He came over here and like
milk thistle tea to cleanse the liver.
all the bands. We'll talk about all that stuff later on, though. Lindsay, Amanda, we love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me be here. And we're going to get the fuck on moving, right? We're going to go rock the fuck out.
Let's go.
Yes, and we always say we love you, but I think Amanda gets to say the last part. Yeah, we love you so much.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.